Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today, we're gonna talk about something we really should all be doing since we're stuck indoors. And that's working out. But how? So, everyone's still stuck at home thanks to this lovely lockdown. For the couch potatoes out there, it's not a big deal. But for those of us who used to frequent the gym, it's been frustrating. Public gyms are closed and even my apartment's gym is closed. Everything's pretty much just closed. And unless you have a home gym setup, you're probably trying to figure out how you should work out. Sure, you could buy some weights, but do you really want to invest in a set of heavy dumbbells that are probably going to be unused once gyms start to reopen again? Probably not. Not to mention how expensive they are if you want a complete set. Okay, so you decide maybe I'll just do calisthenics since I don't have any gear. And that's a great place to start. But on week 6 of pushups and sit-ups and squats, things start to feel a little bit boring. You've done every variation of those exercises that you can think of, but you're yearning for more. So I ask you this: how many pull-ups can you do? Whatever that number is, you're probably wishing you could do more, right? Pull-ups are one of the best body weight exercises you can do, period. Great for your triceps, biceps, chest, and back, and you can do core stuff with it too. So that's where the home pull-up bar comes into play. The concept is nothing new. At-home pull-up bars have been in existence for a long time, but now is perhaps the most beneficial time to actually get one. The problem is the market is flooded with all kinds of different types of pull-up bars. You have tension bars, screw-in bars, and hook bars. The tension bars, like the name implies, uses tension between the bar and the doorway to remain fixed in place. I typically avoid using tension bars because the older ones that extend outwards are typically unstable and could drop in the middle of a pull-up, which would be terrible. And the newer ones use a sort of doorway wedge that applies more tension the more weight you put on the bar, which is secure, but then the bar gets really tightly stuck and removing it is a hassle. Also, if you want to do leg raises or other types of swinging motions on those, you might end up dislodging the bar because the tension mechanism is typically designed only to handle downward, not horizontal force. The screw bars I also avoid because I don't like drilling holes in anything, especially since I'm just living in an apartment that I plan to move out of eventually, so I'd rather have a less permanent solution. Which brings us to the hook bars, which are my favorite because they combine rock-steady stability with ease of installation and removal. Now, I used to use the typical hook bar, which has sort of a macaroni shape with a support bar that goes over your door frame. Those are fine and provide a variety of pull-up grip options and can also be used for floor work, which makes it really appealing as an all-in-one solution. The only problem I had with that style was that it wasn't very stowable, because the shape was fixed, so you have this ugly bar contraption laying around all the time, which isn't a huge deal, but if you're short on space, it's kind of annoying. And it's not like you can just leave it in the doorway because then you wouldn't be able to close the door. But recently, I stumbled across a newer model of hook bars that folded completely flat for easy storage. And not only that, but the hook portion that goes on top of the frame were two separated rubberized hooks instead of an entire bar, which isn't a huge deal again for most people, but for those of us who like to put things on top of our door frames, it lets us use the bar without having to move those things, which is a nice touch. Alright, before we get into the technical details of this review, first, a word from our sponsor, me! Please subscribe to my channel if you've been watching my videos. I really appreciate it. It really helps me out, lets me know. And the numbers have been growing little bit by little bit. I really appreciate it. And you guys have been doing a fantastic job helping me grow this channel. Sure, it's still really small, sub 100 subscribers, but we're getting there. We're at 53 now last I checked. So we're growing bit by bit, a little bit, and I really appreciate y'all joining me on this YouTube journey. It's kind of exciting and completely random. So thank you so much for following and tuning in to my shenanigans and videos, and I hope you get value out of every one. So thank you so much. Once again, hit that subscribe button if you've not already done so, and let's continue this review. Whee! The particular bar I ended up getting was the Iron Age pull-up bar, which looks awesome. Aesthetically, I'd give it a 9 out of 10, and here's why. There's something technical looking about it. It just says, I mean business, but it's also kind of chic and unassuming. And as far as pull-up bars go, I think it is one of the cooler looking ones. It's important to note that pretty much all the pull-up bar varieties on the market these days are heavily private labeled, which means each design more or less comes out of the same factory and are bought, branded, and resold by individual companies. So what you're essentially getting is the same generic product with different brand stickers on it. I bring this up because the branding was literally peeling off when I got my bar, and it now just says Age instead of Iron Age, so I'll take a point off for that. Specs and ratings. I give it a 10 out of 10, and here's why. It's spec'd to hold up to 400 pounds or 200 kilograms, which should be more than enough for most reasonable people. It fits a door width of 22.83 inches to 36.22 inches, or 58 to 92 centimeters, and a door depth of 4.73 inches to 8.27 inches, or 12 to 21 centimeters, which makes it compatible with most door frames. But it's important to note that you need a protruding door frame for the hook to latch onto, otherwise it just won't have anything to hold onto. Utility and performance, I give it a 10 out of 10. The bar needs no assembly, making it ready to go right out of the box, unlike the macaroni design, which requires some IKEA level assembly skills. The hook arms are locked into place by internal springs, so you have to pull them down to unlock it before swinging them out. This bar is really nice and wide, with a slight bend at the ends for a more comfortable grip, and lots of padding throughout the bar to accommodate just about any grip you want to use, with the exception of the joystick grip, which is missing from this bar, which is a bummer. That would have made it perfect, but I guess it would have gotten in the way of it folding flat. So, oh well. Being able to use it for floor work too is really neat. It's an all-in-one, really. I found this bar to be very stable, even when doing exaggerated movements. So that's a huge plus. I never once worried about falling off this thing or it coming off or anything like that. Special features, 10 out of 10. Here's where it gets spicy. As a bonus, it ships with power ropes, which are just straps so you can do TRX style workouts in addition to the pull-up bar. And this particular design also raises the pull-up portion of the bar quite a bit higher compared to the other styles of bars, and that means there's more clearance for your feet. I also love the fact that it folds flat, and you can even fold one arm upwards to act as a closet hanger if you want to store it in your closet. That's thoughtful design. Compatibility, 10 out of 10 again. The ring where you're supposed to attach the straps can double as an attachment point for a punching bag if you ever feel like boxing. That ring just kind of allows for you to attach all kinds of things to it, really, so it's awesome. You can also attach like a piece of beef jerky to the ring so you can take a bite every time you do a pull-up. Moving on to what it actually comes with. I give it a 10 out of 10 for this because what you get is the pull-up bar, plain and simple, and the set of straps, which is a really nice addition to the pull-up bar. And then aside from that, you get a simple instruction showcase booklet thing that shows you different ways you can use it and just looks like a promotional piece of material. But nothing unnecessary, nothing complicated. You take it out of the box and you're ready to go, which is really nice. Alright, so now coming to the final point, which is always my biggest point of contention, the price. For this, I give it an 8 out of 10 because at $89.99, this isn't exactly cheap, but for the amount of features packed into it, I'd say it's justified. For about $50, you can find the typical macaroni hook bars, and for closer to $100, you'll typically be able to find the flip-out hook bars like this one that we just reviewed. At the end of the day, this is really an improvement over the traditional macaroni style hook bars, but at double the price point, is it really worth it? Well, if storage space is important to you and you like the additional features like the strap hook integration, then yeah, I think it also looks way cooler. Whatever the case, since you're stuck indoors, you might as well get fit with one of these pull-up bars. You can find the Amazon link in the description below, and overall I give this product a 96% rating based on the average of all those categories I mentioned before. Alright, well, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new about pull-up bars. Go ahead and grab yourself a bar and start doing pull-ups. Challenge yourself to do like one more every other day, and pretty soon you'll be able to do a bunch. Like, you'll be able to impress people. Alright, if you made it this far, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you want to see more of my face and hear more of my voice. Hello there. If you enjoyed it, thumbs up as usual. Share it with a friend who needs to do some pull-ups because they're looking a little bit weak and floppy. And I love you guys, so I'll see you in the next one, I guess. Peace.